Hello and welcome to the deep dive brought to you by puntingform.com.au. It's a sectional database that Peter uses, that I use, and that everyone associated with the mailbag uses, and it might be the reason why we win. I don't know. Do all that. Do your own research. The only way you can do your own research is to go and get Punting Form. So all you have to do is type in puntingform.com.au, give it a go. You will not regret it. Peter, how are you?
Bloody ripping, Dickens. Now, we're doing this on Tuesday, which is a little bit unusual, but you've been busy Monday and Tuesday.
And Thursday and Friday and Saturday morning.
Yeah, well, don't get too excited.
And Wednesday. A lot of days out at Inglis Premier. Oakland's, just past the airport, which is a very long way from the peninsula. So I've been spending a lot of time in the car, a lot of time dribbling and yarning to old friends I'd forgotten about, and they've forgotten about me, and we're reconnected on the long journeys, particularly if you try and go home to pick up your son at 5 o'clock from daycare. It's a big trip in the traffic. I think, though, Pistol, my man, it might have all been worth it. What do you reckon?
You found something, didn't you?
We've purchased an Exceed and Excel filly out of Skadoodle, who's an Costa del Lago mare.
Yep.
Kieran trained the family. That's Kieran Maher of David Eustace and Kieran Maher fame. They are a professional organisation who know how to get them going. We expect the top level of owner communication and performance on and off the track.
Yep.
Kieran has put some really good clients of his in for 25%. The breeder has stayed in for 25%. And my mother, God bless you, Diana, she has taken 5% herself.
Get around it, Di. Come on.
Di's keen. So I said, no, all good. It's a great value proposition, Di. It's a great bet. Let's have it.
Yep.
I don't know how much is actually going to be left by the time this goes out or the emails go out, but I truly believe this is an outstanding bet at this sale. It costs Exceed and Excel's $132,000 service fee. We paid $160 for the whole horse here. The mum's thrown two really nice horses. The bloke who's going to train one of them. It was second in the Blue Diamond Prelude, emphatically, ridden by Michelle Payne. So you do the math there. Really, really excited. Which I just tried to buy a Brace Smash about 2 hours ago that I thought might bring 35 to 40,000. Brace Smash service fee, I don't know, 16,000 probably, something small. It went for 160.
Yep.
I think we've shot really well. We will do some digging through the data over the next couple of days to sort of justify that in fact. But yeah, she heads off now to the Wangaratta, to the Breaker. Adrian Corby, maybe top of my head, goes into the Kieran Maher, Dave Eustace system, which has seen him win 2 of the last 3 Magic Millions races. And they had runners there on the Blue Diamond on Saturday. They're always there or thereabouts, getting them up and getting them going. So we've got 3 fillies now in their system, and we've got 1 for sale. So the other 2 that we got at the Magic Millions are all full. They are full, and yeah, it's been a big few days. We ran into a Danny O'Brien steamer at race 1 Bendigo. We're still betting, and we've had I'd say a good amount of bets at Sandown tomorrow.
Yep.
The show rolls on. Next stop, Sandown tomorrow for a bit of twilight racing, Peter. But we're going to spend 5 to 20 minutes reviewing what was a glorious sun-filled day there at Caulfield on Saturday. The sun was shining. There was people everywhere. I went out to Inglis in the morning, came back just to calibrate the eyeball, Peter. I didn't want to get too sort of horned up for just these 1-year-old yearlings. I needed to make sure I knew what I was still looking at, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, good thing you clarified that. Now.
It was glorious. Now, you're back this week.
I am.
It was so glorious on track. Like, the vibe was outstanding. I truly missed it. Like, it was just it warmed my heart to, like, just watch them parade at Caulfield, walk up that gentle incline of pavers, dodge through the crowd, get in there to the bookies ring, see what AD's prices were. Oh, yeah, CMP. Yep, cool. Just get a little... It's making me tingle right now, I swear to God. It was beautiful, and I can't wait to have you next to me.
Well, we're going to be pulling out some laps if we're going to be checking out AD's prices and the bookies ring at Flemington, unless they've sorted that out, that disaster since I was last there, which I doubt they have.
No, they haven't. They don't give a shit about it. We just have to do the long road back. Yeah. And Peter's a member. He can say whatever he wants. Pays for that right.
Yeah. Very much looking forward to it. It's a nice place. tarts itself up real well, Flemington. It's something unlike anything else in the world.
I can't wait for Saturday. I truly can't. I'm so excited to have you back, but we're getting too excited, Peter. Let's go back.
Yeah, we've got to go back to go forward because...
Blue Diamond Day.
Indeed. Now, first things first, how did the track play in your mind? Because obviously the first 4 leaders won, and then the next 2 were also rails in run. So first of all, was it on pace bias? Was there a rails in run bias?
There was a slight to heavy rails in run bias, for sure. Yep. It was assisted heavily by the tempos that the leading riders were allowed to do to the 600.
Yep.
And also heavily assisted by some of the brilliant sectional rides from those leaders. Like if you look at Flying Mascot, right?
Yep.
12.08, 10 to the 8. This is off a very slow tempo for that grade of race. So all these horses, if they're graded correctly, are capable of going a lot faster to the 600 than they went. Therefore, they've probably got a lot of energy left to get home. A lot of petrol, Peter. Flying Mascot, 10 to the 8. 1,000 to the 800. 12.08. 8 to the 6. 11.56. So he's really clicked it up.
Yep.
From 1A. Okay?
Yep.
11.40. Slightly clicked up again, but maintained. 4 to the 2, Peter. 10.8. You're not catching it. No one's catching that horse. It just can't be caught. Castlereagh Kid, D. Oliver. 12.08, 800 to the 600. 11.48, 6 to the 4. 11.48, 4 to the 2. You're not catching it. Lavish Girl. Ben Gladrap Mellum. Isn't he back in a big way? Big, thick boy, Benny Mellum. 11.84, 1,000 to the 800. 11.6, slightly increased, 8 to the 6. 11.56, increased 6 to the 4. 11.32, 4 to the 2. It's perfection. And it doesn't matter if it wasn't rails and run or it was a heavy 12 or a firm 2. That's really, really hard to catch the leading horse or the horses near the front when they run those sectionals.
Yep.
And it happened like we can go on. Cascadian did the same thing. It's just, yeah. My point is that the slow tempos and the gutsy sort of take-off rides that increase the tempo real early, which I think is assisted by the belief that it was favourable on pace and inside, gave them the confidence to utilise it. But if like Castlereagh Kid or Flying Mascot had to slow down at any of those sections, the other horses would have been a lot closer and potentially got there.
All right, that's fair. Okay, well, the biggest figure on the card was Marabi, which is probably not to anyone's great surprise, but the figure's enormous. The tempo was just even for the class.
I think first things first, full credit. I've been at the sales all week, so I'm going to say full credit a lot. Full credit, Ben Allen. He was diggerised by, can't remember the horse, Malkovich potentially.
Yep.
Does he get in the speed battle? Does he not? To like dog the speed battle slightly and risk being coffined, but quickly peel off and get out of trouble was a move that should be respected deeply. It was so smart. The ride was brilliant. The horse is a jet. Full credit Linda Meach, away game, great performance. Full credit Kieran Mar, Dave Urslis. Did I say we have got a horse with them? Joking.
Yes.
I think this horse is still half untapped. I think it's so deadly, and the way it races and the tactical speed it has, it's killed them. Like if away game doesn't show up how it did, it might have won by 5 lengths here in a Group 1. This horse kicked off at Ballarat.
Yeah. Stringing them together, but were you surprised? Because we were talking about this race. Were you surprised there wasn't more tempo in the race?
Yeah, yes and no. I think when you look at a race like this, like a Blue Diamond's like it's just like a chaos, you know. It's always going to be chaos in my opinion. When you're looking at a more exposed speed map where you've got a much more of an idea of where these horses have raced over the last 20 starts sort of thing, I think they all sort of go, well, we're not going to fucking take on Malkovich and Marabi.
Yep.
You know, we saw like maybe it was Jonker, Snick. I knew he would snick because he doesn't want to take on that speed. And they all just sort of fall into their spots. The trouble is, when that leader's like, if the 2 leaders are $12 chances, then it's a sort of big finish race, isn't it? And they build into that corner. But when the best horse in the race and one of the most exciting horses in the country is an OSL, somehow from Barrier 1, great piece of riding, good luck.
Now, are we following anything out of this race? Because there's some big splits on the way home, but were they entitled to, given the tempo they were going early?
I'm going to do this off the cuff. I thought that Bella Nipotina was good.
Yep.
I thought that Poland was really good. I'm not convinced Poland's a big winner, though. Actually, if you look through it, hasn't won a heat, but I'd like to see it back to Flemington. I want to forgive Minhaj.
Yep.
Now, hear me out here, and you tell me what you think, because you and I will be betting half this shit together for the next 3 or 4 weeks. I always thought it would half go backwards, Minhaj back around the bend, and to the eye, like it's run 10th or 13th,
Yep.
It's actually run a really big figure, bigger than it did at Flemington when it pissed in. We know it loves the Flemington Straight. We've got 3 or 4 weeks or something at Flemington coming up. You assume it's aimed at Flemington, and it's like it's an exceeding excel.
Oh, settle down. Come on. Jeez, you're drowning in the bathwater at the moment.
I just think it's a horse that you might get a really fat price about. Like it's gone around $6 here. If it met Marabi down the straight and I got $12 it and $2 or $1.60 Marabi, I'd be pounding Minhaj, even though I think Marabi's a superstar and a freak.
Yeah.
Just from the punting point of view, I think it can improve. Barrier 1, although Rails and Run was a really good place to be on Saturday, it had to get past a lot of horses the way the race went. I thought it was a big forgive.
I'll be following it, and I gave Ingratiating a little bit of a push on the preview. Clearly wasn't going to be suited the way that the race or the day was panning out, but still managed to run real fat splits on the way home.
What did you make of Oxley Road?
It went well. I think it went really well. Whether or not it's a Group 1 horse necessarily, that's probably up for debate, but it certainly rebounded. And, if it went at that tempo the start previously, it probably goes pretty close, doesn't it?
I still thought the ride was pretty brain dead. The tactics were brain dead. Like, you can look at the data now, and I'm not as firm. Like on Saturday, everyone, big boys, smarts in the ring, pretty on pace, pretty rails and run. So no doubt they all knew this by race 8. He's jumped on a horse that's got really good speed, and he snicked it and sat fucking wide on it. This horse shouldn't, no horse should have been slowed down on Saturday in race 8.
Yeah.
I thought the ride and the tactics was unbelievably stupid, and I think the horse can be followed, but it's one of those horses I'm sort of starting to fall into a lot.
Yes. Okay, should we talk about the 2-year-olds? Because we hadn't really seen a figure for any of the 2-year-olds so far, and I'm still not totally convinced we have after the Blue Diamond.
I think like past the sort of 5th horse. Okay, there's one horse here that you can think like sort of interesting. Merchant Prince. You watch a replay of it. It wasn't never in a position to sort of let down, and maybe Count Headlights was okay, but Merchant Prince particularly was a pretty good performance, I thought, or a forgivable one.
Yep.
Other than that, like Semyon and worse, not for me. Oliver's ride on Semyon was strong. He sat over its head and got it to keep going. I wouldn't want to be with it next time. Sevenak was good. He's a nice horse. I think it's like a horse that will be put away and come back and probably improve.
Yep.
Jacquinot and Revolutionary Miss were both really good runs, particularly Jacquinot. Like, it was wide. It sort of crabbed her in the corner because they were going so fast, and the big dog King, Mark Zara, actually caused that sort of nudge from inside there within the pack. Brilliant stuff. No doubt not deliberate, but sometimes when you're just the great ones, you can just get away with doing random shit that makes you look like a genius.
Yeah.
He did that here. Daumier was, I thought I don't know. I'm not going to say that. Sound like a wanker. They were both really good parades, first, second, and third. Particularly second.
Yep.
Revolutionary Miss was the pick of the yard for me. Daumier was a really, really good parade. So I'd say that both at top need to be put away. I'd be cautious of either of them, particularly Daumier in a golden slipper.
Mm-hmm.
Like she was, she or he, glowing, like at top, very forward for a Godolphin horse too.
Sure.
And I think the ride was just out of this world good.
Okay.
It's not going to get that same luck next time, but it's going to be priced like it's a Blue Diamond winner.
Yeah, it was centimetre perfect, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I think if you had to follow one, Jacquinot for this prep, if they persisted with it, it is only, so that might have been its third go pistol, I don't know.
Yep.
But I think other than that, like you said, pretty sort of long tail, Rampant Lion might have been at $1.2 million yearling or something. Fuck, it was plain, I thought.
Okay.
Merchant Prince, the one I think was some case.
Well, the other Group 1 on the card was the Futurity. And
Good God.
Look, Tefane backed into, a very short price. There was no money at all for I'm Thunderstruck. Mo'unga was firm. And look, in the end, they've just gone an even tempo once more, and the horse that had leaders back, Sierra Sue, was just stronger than them.
She had a really nice turn of foot. Good ride, John Allen. Went to near her level. She can probably go a little bit better. Track and trip horse.
Yep.
Findable. Mo'unga, airborne, big run, hot, like sketchy little thing though, like parading, like big sweaty thing, like hard to read. You know what I mean? Like it might come out and parade like a fucking lamb that walks real good. We'll steam into it and it'll run 10 lengths last, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's nice to be talking about the parades again. Tefane, it's just maintained its level, hasn't it? Like it's a good performance. So. Turreth's improving. I'm Thunderstruck, given less than none, has improved. Like less than none.
Yeah.
The ride was fucking astonishing.
Yeah.
I assume he was questioned for it.
Oh.
Not going to check. I assume he was. I don't know what he was thinking, but the horse is still flying, I think.
They were just thinking grand finals coming up in 3 weeks' time.
Yeah, taking the piss out of all you who bet on this sport every day. It'll improve into the All-Star Mile. It'll be suited to Flemington.
Yeah, 1600.
Jai will stay on, and he'll probably give it the greatest ride of all time, and everyone will Dutch rudder him.
Yep.
I think you can, and I'll Dutch rudder him too, but I'm going to bag this ride. It was a disgrace. And I think you have to bag the ride to give the Dutch. What do you think?
Oh, look, I was pretty keen on its chances on Thursday. I had half my bet early.
What do you think of the 600?
I stopped watching. I basically just thought, bugger this, I've got I've got horses in the yard at Ascot to look at.
He's going as good or better than Mo'unga, and for whatever reason goes back to the fence.
Yeah. As soon as that happened, I was like, well, it's not going to find anything. Yeah, massive slowdown from the 4 to the 2 and, responded really well over the concluding stages. He's just on track. They're going to peak at the right time.
I'd love to own Turreth and put it somewhere where it can win. Like it just needs to find the right sort of race. I think I'm Streets of Avalon's just. It'd just be like you at a dance floor these days, Pistol. You still got it, but you're just half a step too slow for the young sort of thick book like the operators.
You've got to pick the right club.
You need to be very well placed. Still capable of big things on your day.
Yep.
But placement is key. I think Streets of Avalon to a race at Moonee Valley, then God knows where. But it's not a bad figure. It's just like it needed to lead here, and it just couldn't go.
All right, so who are you following out of the race then? I'm Thunderstruck to the All-Star, which is, the obvious, but any of the others?
Mo'unga's flying. I think Mo'unga and I'm Thunderstruck are the two. I'm Thunderstruck, though. It's insulting to us as punters. It's going to go around like it was a great run, and it was a bit flat the last in that section. But have you ever seen this horse, or has the connections ever seen this horse want to accelerate through horses on the inside? I have at the top of my head. I've seen it run down the outside of tracks like almost on the grandstand and fucking shit in and piss in and grow wings.
Yeah.
So if I was riding it for the first time, I probably would have done that. Let alone if I was riding it or doing the tactics for it, and I'd ridden it or done the tactics for it every time.
Yeah.
I copped a lot of messages about this. Kind of like wanting the green light to just let rip. I think you're entitled to let rip.
Yeah. Look,
I promise you, he'll come out, won't he, and fucking give it one of the all-time greats, and probably win it. And he'll say full credit to the stable, full credit to everyone. Will getting full credits.
The problem is though, you're going to the All-Star Mile, which obviously there's a lot of cash there, but there's cash on the table here, and you're just going to be running into Zaki and Very Elegant next start.
Is Very Elegant going on the All-Star Mile?
Don't know. She's in the market, second favourite.
I think Shane said she's not.
Who knows? We'll figure it out. All right, let's wrap it up.
Annabelle Nation will have a big hand in the All-Star Mile with Zaki and Mwanga.
Yeah, indeed. All right, well, wrapping up, is there anything else you want to follow out of this meeting?
Stand by, Peter. I thought Yearning was very, very good earlier in the day.
Okay.
I think race 1, so. Great ride, the winner. Full credit, I think, was D Lane.
Yep.
Last race, yuck. Cascadian race. I think Yearning's going good. I think Argentina always have a bet. Carcerate Kid, do not back next start. Start after if you want to. If you're 50-50 and you're sitting on the fence, wherever they're racing, if it's the Valley on a Friday night, Flemington on a Saturday, Caulfield on a Saturday, get there. It's outstanding. You've been locked in your dungeons like I have for 2 years. It's just outstanding to be back on track. Get there. If you see me or Pistol, come and have a beer. Maybe give me a dart. Maybe don't. Up to you. And if you want to race horses with me and us, email bloodstock@themailbag.com.au. That's bloodstock@themailbag.com.au. Don't email me because I might miss it, but bloodstock@themailbag.com.au. We have about 40% left in our Exceeding Excel filly, trained by Kieran Marr, David. Bye for now.
Yep.